Hi James.
Hi Leo, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. And to the point, how have markets been?
Well, markets actually faltered a bit last month due to inflation woes and some disappointing economic data. So the MSCI World Index had its first negative month since January. The latest jobs data from the US showed that the rise in employment was at its lowest for 7 months. And that's partly due to the Delta variant spreading in the US and particularly limiting the growth in leisure and hospitality jobs. So the S&P 500 index fell 4.6% last month. But the FTSE 100 actually held up surprisingly well. That only lost 0.16%. But that's partly due to the weakness of the pound. A lot of the companies in the FTSE 100 are multinational, so a lot of their income is in foreign currencies, and they all performed well against the pound last month.
Sure. James, you mentioned the S&P 500, and just a bit closer to now, I noticed there's been a blip. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we had that big Facebook outage which affected Instagram and WhatsApp, and we often mention that the S&P 500 index is very concentrated in those big tech companies. So when something happens to those, it tends to affect the S&P 500 more than most. So that's what caused the sell-off.
Sure. So over the last month then, has there been any changes to strategies based on the performance of the markets? How are investments for Courtier clients looking?
Well, we're still continuing our value-based approach. As long-term investors, we do like the value approach. And something interesting which happened last month, actually, the latest Bank of England Monetary Policy Committee meeting. Although the vote was unanimous to keep the base interest rate at 0.1%, the vote was not unanimous to continue the current level of government bond purchasing by the central bank. And because of that, there's been a bit of a wobble in the UK gilt market. So the 10-year gilt yield is currently at its highest level since May 2019. And we've often said in the past that we don't invest heavily in long-dated bonds for this reason. We're now starting to see them rise, and that's going to have a significant impact on the price of those long-dated bonds.
James, thanks very much. We'll leave it there. As always, thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please let us know. James, I'll speak to you again next month.
Thanks a lot, Leo.
All the best. Bye now.